Oh man, Game of Thrones totally changed after Jon and Daenerys finally met. Like, everyone who watched the show kinda agrees that something shifted. And honestly, the magic started to fade after that big moment. See, this was a promise that had been teased for over 20 years in George R.R. Martin's famous book series, A Song of Ice and Fire. Fans of the books have known since way back in '96 that Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen were destined to meet at some point. Now, Martin's books are super detailed with tons of characters and viewpoints. But Jon and Daenerys? They're basically the heart and soul of the whole story. The series title itself, A Song of Ice and Fire, really points to them and their connection. So from the start, it was obvious these two would cross paths eventually, even though the books haven't shown that meeting yet. HBO, though? They decided to make it happen in Season 7, and honestly, that was huge. So in Season 7, Episode 3, which was called The Queen's Justice, Jon heads over to Dragonstone to meet Daenerys. She's calling for his help to fight the White Walkers, which is that big, looming threat we all know about. That moment was pretty epic because it wasn't just a random meeting. They found out Jon has Targaryen blood too. That means he's got a legit claim to the Iron Throne alongside Daenerys. Talk about drama, right? It was all set up to be this big clash of ambitions and loyalties. Exactly the kind of twist Martin's stories are known for. But here's the thing. A lot of fans and critics feel like the show lost some of its storytelling magic after that. The first meeting? Amazing. But after that, especially in Season 7 and 8, things felt kinda rushed and a bit uneven. The whole Jon and Daenerys romance kind of came out of nowhere and felt forced to many people. Their characters started acting in ways that didn't always make sense, and the story just sped through stuff too quickly. Jon's character, in particular, seemed off in the last season, and it felt like the show was hurrying to wrap everything up. It wasn't just their story that had issues. Other big moments, like the Stark siblings getting back together, also didn't live up to the hype. There was a lot of drama that felt unnecessary and kind of dragged things down. In the end, Game of Thrones shows how tricky it is to live up to huge expectations in a massive story like this. Fans are still crossing their fingers that George R.R. Martin's upcoming books will give us the satisfying, detailed ending that the show couldn't quite deliver, especially for Jon, Daenerys, and the whole world of Westeros.